Hey everybody, NavyDoc5184 here, and welcome to my reaction to the final duel of the movie The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Now, this is a movie that I have watched many times, so I know how this is going to go, I know how this is going to end, and while, yes, I am calling it a reaction, this is probably going to be more of a commentary, and hopefully maybe an introduction to some people who haven't seen this movie. It is a long movie, but it's one of those movies where it doesn't feel like there is a wasted moment. It's like even a scene that I will probably do a reaction earlier that happens right before this, where it's literally about 3 4 minutes of guy just running around the cemetery, but it's like it does not feel wasted, and that's one of the things I love about this movie. So this is probably gonna be more of a commentary rather than a reaction, and like I said, hopefully an introduction to some people to what I call probably one of the greatest, probably definitely a top five for me, movies of all time. So with that being said, um um do I really want to try to go in the backstory about this? But I'll do a quick down and dirty of the backstory to this duel. So basically, this is Civil War era right here. You got these three people that are basically out trying to get like $200,000 worth of gold, and there are various alliances that are made and broken through this. You got Clint Eastwood's character, Blondie, Lee Van Cleef, who plays Angel Eyes, and Eli Wallach, who plays Tuco. And throughout, they're all intertwined throughout the movie in various ways. The primary alliance is between Blondie and Tuco, even though it is a very rocky alliance per se. Um, like I said, I won't get too much into the story, but basically what's going on is Blondie misled Tuco on what the actual grave name was that the gold was buried in, and Angel Eyes had popped up too. So what he had done is he took a stone and he wrote the name of the grave that the gold is actually in on this, and basically whoever survives grabs that stone, they get the money. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get this. And like I said, a lot of this is just going to be stuff that I'd noticed and just stuff that I feel every time I watch it, because this is one of those scenes where I can watch many times and never get bored with. So let's go ahead and get this started. The first thing I'm even going to commentate on is the music. Ennio Morricone, or maybe it's Morricone, I don't know the actual pronunciation of his last name, is a freaking musical genius. I don't care what you say. He just gets an essence of a scene and just writes the perfect score for it. In fact, I think there was one song in this movie that he actually wrote before the scene was even filmed, and they filmed the scene based off his music. So right now, as you can see, they're getting ready to take their positions. There's Lee Van Cleef, Angel Eyes. I don't think he gets enough credit. And you can see how Clint kind of pauses there for a moment. You're seeing this brief stare down between Angel Eyes and Tuco, because they have had dealings in the past as well. Notice that little smirk where even though he's primarily Blondie's ally, Tuco is the type where he will play whatever side gives him the most gain. So it's almost like he's trying to assure Angel Eyes he's with him in a sense, but you just never really know. Because you can kind of see how Angel Eyes is still staring Tuco down. Then he takes a quick glance at Blondie, and now Tuco finally starts to take his position. Beautiful wide shot. I'm a fan of wide shots to begin with, but boy, I love this. I mean, the fact here they are in the middle of this cemetery, and at the very least one of these people is going to die amongst this mass of death. And another thing that I really find very unique about this is the fact that it's a duel between 3 people rather than 2. Alright, now everybody's set. Love the music. Love the music. I mean, this is done so well. Not a word needs to be spoken, and there's like so much being said. I'm sure you all understand exactly what I'm talking about when I say that. You see Tuco slowly gaining. He's staring down Angel Eyes right now. Now he's over to Blondie. You can see the tenseness in his face, just how tense he is. And you just see him, he's just gazing. Now this part coming up, I gotta point this out real quick. Alright, so you see him going. Now watch his hand. See how he slowly starts going towards his gun, and then Blondie just takes his eyes over there, and away goes the hand. Very subtle, but holy cow, what that says. That is so beautiful. And then look at Tuco. Look at how nervous he is right now. Blondie looks to him. Right there. Very slight nod. Kind of like letting him know, he's like, it's alright. I'm not going after you. And notice how he got, Angel Eyes just suddenly got a little nervous. Look at that. Good Lord. Love it. There it goes. And you can tell everything's just finishing, like getting up to that crescendo, that build. And the music perfectly portrays it. It knows how it's getting tighter and tighter and tighter on the screenshots. Love it, love it, love it. Now, as you can see, both Blondie and Tuco were going for Angel Eyes. Unfortunately, Tuco had no bullets in his gun, so it didn't matter who he was going for. And another thing to note here is how Clint didn't try to kill him at first until just now. He just merely wounded him at first, but then when Angel Eyes tried to go for a shot, that was when he killed him. Then he takes time to walk over to his ally. But before that, shoot the hat into the grave. And he's going to go ahead and shoot his gun into the grave. Alright, so I'm going to leave it at that. As you can see on the time bar, there is still some more to go in this scene, but I just really just kind of wanted to focus on the duel itself and just give my opinions on everything. And I don't think there's anything more that I could say that hasn't already been said by either myself or any other person that has commented on this duel. And like I said, it's just some of the subtleties on there. Like I pointed out before, when Angel Eyes was starting to reach for his gun, and then Clint just kind of just moves his eyes over, and it's as if Angel Eyes could feel that, and he just moved his hand away. And oh my goodness, it was one of those things. It's like you have to really kind of analyze the scene to really even notice something like that. And even like the nod that he gave to Tuco, you know, it's like when you're initially watching that, you're not looking at stuff like that. But then again, maybe you do notice stuff like that. You know, I just know I didn't. So I just think that the scene was beautifully shot. The music just perfect. Again, this is all my opinion, whether you think so or not. You know, that's your opinion. I'm not gonna say you're wrong or anything, but you're wrong if you don't think this is a perfect scene. Yeah, just the movie itself was so well done, and like I said, despite the fact that, you know, like I said, this time bar is at 5 minutes and 43 seconds. No words were spoken, you know, and at least a good 4 minutes of that was just them sitting staring at each other. But it never felt wasted. It wasn't like you're sitting there wait. It's like, yeah, you're waiting for the ball to drop or the hammer to fall, you know, so to speak. But at the same, you know, but it's like, it's not one of those things that's just like, oh God, I'm so bored. Would you get to it already? It was such a wonderful build up, you know, and it's like, and it felt, you know, the payoff felt great. And even what happens after this, I felt was just so wonderfully done, just how it harkens back to certain parts of the movie. Um, but oh man, again, it was just so well done. So I hope you all enjoyed that scene as much as I did. I'm gonna leave a link to this particular video in the description below, so you can just watch the duel by itself without my commentary. Um, like I said, I really think y'all will enjoy this, and then if you ever get a chance to watch the movie as a whole, um, definitely do that. One thing I will warn you about, as with most spaghetti westerns, they were filmed in Italy, so they had a lot of ADR in this, you know, a lot of dubbing in this. So there are gonna be some scenes that do look a little off a little bit, but that's to be expected when you kind of dub a foreign movie. Even though if you watch Clint and Eli and even Lee Van Cleef, you know, talk a little bit, you know, they speak English, so they did their lines in English. So you're going to see that there. But then there's other people where maybe they speak French or maybe they speak Italian, where if you're like a lip reader and you notice that the mouth motions are not matching the dialogue, that's why. It's because they had to have their lines dubbed. And in 2002, they actually had the full movie released on DVD. Because the American release, they cut out like 25 minutes of the movie, but for the DVD they actually added some of the scenes that were taken out, but they had to redub those scenes, and Eli and Clint were the only cast members that were alive at that time. So you'll see their lines and you'll notice that their voices sound different, but it's actually them. And they've had to have some other people do different dubs for some of the different characters. You know, that's just one of the things that happens with, you know, when you try to dub. But anyhow, enough of that. So I hope you all enjoyed this. If you did, hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already for some of my other reactions and some of my gaming exploits, and leave a comment. Let me know what you think of the scene, and if there's anything else you'd like to see me react to, definitely drop a link and let me know what you'd like to see. I'll catch y'all down the road.